Hey SWAU fans, it's me, Brian, your host, and I'm here to tell you a bit about C2E2. So last weekend, I flew from Heathrow right over to Chicago to attend C2E2 with SWAU, and what a journey and what an event. This was my first American convention, and I've got to say, it's on another level compared to the UK conventions. So the video that you're going to see very, very shortly is a bit of a walk around from what to expect if you wanted to come to C2E2 in the future. And what a great time I had. SWAU brought some amazing guests, and I witnessed some excellent private sign-ins backstage with some awesome talent, from Freddie Prinze Jr. to Lars Michelson, Mads. The list goes on. So enjoy the video. Remember, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. So I'll see you very, very soon, and enjoy this video. Hi, and so welcome back to our little walkthrough of C2E2. I'm just watching it on the monitor as we're walking around, and I'm going to comment on what I saw, which was absolutely jaw-dropping. It really was. So C2E2 flew me out from Heathrow over to Chicago last weekend, and I was so excited to go, not only because I've never been to Chicago, but I've never been to an American Comic-Con ever before. So as you can see here how big the room is, it's absolutely incredible. It really is. And you can see there the posters for SWAU, the wonderful company that flew me over, that I host on this channel for, with the interviews and awesome giveaways. So we're going to have a walk around. You can see there the Artist Alley. So the Artist Alley makes up a small part of this convention. And there we have the authentication, autograph authentication booth from SWAU, working hard. There's Johnny there giving directions from the look of it. But they worked so hard throughout the weekend, so anyone that had any autographs from the convention could go there and get them stickered by SWAU. But also the great thing is that if you've got autographs as well that haven't been signed at the convention, you can actually go and get those authenticated as well and stickered, which I think is awesome. If I do look a bit tired, it's just because
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2. There we go. So I must have been testing out the mics for the sound. So if I look a bit tired, it's because I still haven't got over this convention, because every day I did about 45,000 steps, so it equated to 70 miles by the end of this event, which is crazy. But as you can see there on both sides, some awesome artwork from the Artist Alley there, and you may see some people in some awesome cosplay. If you watch our other video, you will see some cosplay in that as well, and the effort that they have, in the States for cosplay is unbelievable. It really, really is. And the amount of people that came, the Friday was a bit quieter, which is, the same for the majority of conventions. But Saturday and Sunday was absolutely manic, and it was wonderful to be amongst all the people, attending this convention. I just think I was so lucky and so honoured. So I want to say a massive thank you to the wonderful people at SWAU for taking me there. Not only was I walking around filming this awesome convention, I was also in the private signing room as well, when they were doing the private signings with Maya Hawke, Chad Michael Murray, Amy Jo Johnson, Lars Michelson and Mads Michelson as well, which was a great experience as well. I've got to say, I wanted to give a massive shout out. I know that obviously I'm, working for SWAU. I'm presented on their YouTube channel, but I've got to say, the amount of care and the amount of effort that's put behind the scenes to make sure that you're your items get signed properly. There are, autograph companies out there, and I'm not going to mention who they are, but there are some autograph companies out there that may not, take as much care. But just to witness that firsthand on making sure that things are signed properly, and if they weren't signed correctly, they would go out their way and actually get another picture to be signed, which I think is amazing. And you can hear a bit of music here. There was music all the way round. There were DJs at the front of the C2E2 sign, and then there was DJs around and giving you a few beats to walk to, which certainly helped me over the weekend. So the amount of care they took in people's autographs, and especially in the authentication stand as well, and the amount of effort and care is just excellence at its best. It really, really is, because in the authentication booth, they're working so hard every day, making sure that everyone was looked after, everyone was treated nicely, and it's just great. It puts, when you think about how many authentication companies out there, and who to trust, because that's what it is. It's about trust. And definitely from this moment on, my place to go is definitely SWAU for all the authentication needs for my future items. You just saw there the C2E2 store stand where I got my mug, t-shirt, and a few other bits and pins. This was the area where you could sit down, grab yourself a beer, and the local beer is actually quite a nice drink, actually. I would be lying if I said that I didn't have a few pints, but this place was just incredible. You could walk around it so many times and still miss certain stands, certain people, and as you can see here, you've got artists there, pencil artists. You've got some incredible stands selling dice for D&D. You've got fudge. And then on your right, just there, the American Captain American shield. Amazing work, absolutely amazing work. If only I could get one of those shields in my luggage and take it onto the flight, I would have been buying those straight away. As you can see there, the special X-Men event, they had the voice actors from X-Men 97 there doing signings and meets and greets, which is awesome. And then you could buy some funky t-shirts as you're going around. And for myself that's not familiar with comics as much as the people at this event, I definitely learned a lot from CBSC to CGC to the different types of comics. Some great advice given by some of the stores. I wish I could name them, but there was so many. Lightsabers there on your left hand side, some amazing lightsabers for sale, and then you've got the mystery boxes just there. So if you wanted to take a punt and buy a mystery box, you obviously didn't know what was inside, they were selling quite well. And then you've got the Star Wars Rock Love, which is absolutely amazing jewelry, which was Star Wars themed. There we go. And then you've got some awesome statues from PCS. If we're going to take a look at one close-up right now, I mean, the quality in these were incredible. They had some from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then they had an Arnold Schwarzenegger one, which I'm going to turn around right now. There we go, and get a close-up image of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, the quality in these, and they weren't bad priced. They were about $1,000, which isn't that bad, to be fair, when you look at how much work and quality has gone into them. And then we're walking towards the main entrance now of the event, which had a massive entrance, like a skyline, and there were so many people in cosplay, as you can see there, which is just incredible. And then obviously the bin there, it was very clean. The place was very, very clean, I've got to say. I've been to ones in London, Birmingham, Manchester, and it's just incredible how clean they keep this place. And there we go, the famous C2E2 sign. We had a massive queue of people queuing up to get photos in front of this sign. And you've got some Marvel characters there getting their pictures taken in front of that sign. And then we had a DJ that was playing music throughout the day. And bearing in mind, this convention went from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is incredible going. It really is, because by a couple of hours in, my feet were hurting, and I don't know what these guys were drinking or eating, but they had boundless energy. And this is where the cosplays would meet, which was quite nice to see. And what was nice to see as well was everyone, as I was walking around, was very complimentary of people's outfits. You know, they would point and go, "Oh my God, you look amazing. Your outfit is stunning." And it's quite nice to see that happen. You know, how supportive these events are. Heading back into the convention. Here we go. Oh, nearly danced with him then. And these are some guests that they had. And the great thing about this convention is that I'm used to conventions where they have just a sign-in area and that's it. But with this convention, literally, you could turn a corner and there's a famous wrestler or one of the Power Rangers, and it's just crazy to see. But how well organized this convention was is crazy compared to how they are in the UK. Obviously, this is ran by a company called ReedPop that run New York Comic Con, and they do MCM in London as well. So they're very well versed in conventions. So I'm yet to actually go to a WCW, that's wrestling, MCM Comic Con. So hopefully I'll be going to the London one, so I'll be able to give you a report on that, on what my opinion was. Again, plenty of places to eat, drink, plenty of places to sit down, and this is a key. So in UK conventions, I've found there's hardly anywhere to sit down. There's no chairs, there's no tables, there's nowhere that you can sit down and relax. But this convention had a massive seating area, and you saw earlier on that area in the middle with the fake grass. That was there to give people a sit down, have a beer, relax, and they had like little panels on and they had games on, so people were entertained throughout that time. We're going now towards the middle of, I mean, as you can see, it is an absolutely huge convention. The first thing I said to the wonderful guys at SWAU, as we walked into the room, I said, this is probably the largest room I've ever been in. Oh, I don't know where that came from. But yeah, so this is, the largest room I've ever been in my whole life. This is the type of room that they could film movies in. I can only imagine that's the type of room. This guy here that we see here, absolutely amazing costume. Very simple. It's just an all-in-one, but he's got those massive wings, which is really cool to see. And then we're back in the centre where you can grab yourself a beer, sit down, enjoy the very best of what Chicago's got to offer. Here we go, some sitting down areas, which is great. And they had music all the time, which is awesome. Wherever you went, you were entertained. And the other thing I liked about this convention is that when you go to many in the UK, and I don't know if this is the same for others in the US, but as you're going around, the stalls often have the same thing. So you can go around the stalls, and each stall has got sort of the same thing, the same figures, the same merchandise. Oh, we've got Tom Cook, the animator for He-Man. He was lovely to chat with.